Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is pulled from the Beauty of Horror Tarot cards on Monday, April 20th, 2026. So the Ace of Wands, this was the first card that was standing right out, and it's, again, I feel like seedlings that have already been planted. It, like, we went from like warm weather here to back down to cold, which is, it's fine. I don't want to be all of a sudden hot, like, from now all the way till August, like, you know what I mean. I want to ease our way into it because we go from like -1, we're in Canada, so North America, up in the North Pole area. No kidding. But it's like you go from -1 all the way to 30, so that's like 80 to 85, you know what I mean, in Fahrenheit, because I do have a large US audience. But it's showing like, I feel like the rebirth, like I just posted this, like you're ready, like they were showing like this leap, and it's like, we're talking about the lunar new year of the horse, the fiery horse, and you think of horses, though, if you look at that video, depending where you're watching this, it was the video prior to this, and you see her leaping. So when horses are very majestic, like equestrian, it's like that leap, you know what I mean. And I feel like this is like where it's like before, for us, this is the year of 9, so 9 years since Shane has passed. 9 years we've lived in New Brunswick, so a lot of 9s for us, and it's just like, ready to see what else is out there, like we were talking about before, getting ready to rejoin society, if you will. So like opening up in certain areas, and I'm trying to do it slowly, you know what I mean, like, with certain aspects, because it's just like, I know I can't hang on to my kids forever, but it's just like, at the same time, it's like, you know what I mean? There's certain situations that you try to shield them from. You know what I mean? Like, they're getting to that age where it's just like, you can only advise them. They're going to do what they're going to do. 9 of Pentacles here. So funny enough, police is here. Or the police on the vest. So it could be like you've worn protection to protect yourself. It also could be like we were showing, I know it's not Hecate, but it's just like, they were showing that Egyptian goddess where it's like joy. So when I see that like pentacle, like they call it the solar dish, was it called? Lunar solar dish or solstice dish, I can't remember what it is, but it's like a golden dish, reminds me of the pentacles. But I feel like it's kind of like you've climbed the mountain and you're victorious. I feel like you know what I mean. That's why I feel like, the snake year was purging a lot of things, but for some of us, where they're saying like the hermit mode and coming back out into the world again, like the wording they're saying, like rejoining society in a way. But it's just like, I value my peace. I value drama-free life. I don't want to be part of none of that. I just want to, my days off, I just want to woosah, go hiking, do the things like run errands. I don't want to run errands on my days off, but that's just the way it is. But you know what I mean? It's just gardening, being outside, listening to the birds, just enjoying that time of season. Like, whatever the season brings. But it's just like, I'm enjoying, life. I don't have time for toxicness coming in. But I feel like protecting ourselves. Like, I was saw police and I'm like, you know what I mean? Maybe you have some legal involvement or something like that. I don't feel like it's police. I feel like it's legal, like a lawyer. Balance being restored. So we definitely had that shift on April 9th where we had retrograde, and I said they're saying this hangover energy, and sure enough, it was hangover energy for us. But I feel like you're a shift in your finances, a shift in like your work endeavors, and you're seeing more of that. So if you're changing your attitude and your outlook, one thing that Anastasia says, she's on TikTok and she's the manifestation doll on Instagram, is that she talks about the one that she says that I've reposted, where it's like lessons have been learned. And that really stands out for me, because it's like, this is one thing I try to instill in my children from a very young age, is like that relationship, you know what I mean? And that the power of the tongue, like watching what you're saying, try to put your energy into your passions, you know what I mean? Rather than wasting it on stupidness. 10 of Pentacles has come out since last week. This is an absolute yes. Happy, a couple, children, fur babies, maybe a multi-generational family. This is a major yes in the minor arcana. The thing is with this, I feel like that someone was trying to use this situation. That's why you had to wear those body armor, unfortunately. When they said that, they're like, you're protecting yourself. It was because They wanted this to take you out. They wanted this to cripple you. And I'm not saying that to be insensitive or anything like that. You know what your goal in mind is. You know what I mean? Like, this is where it's like Victor wearing the wreath, holding up this pentacle. I claimed the mountain and I was victorious. But look at, like, it's a zombie. It's like, yeah, it took a lot out of me. You know what I mean? But this is your rebirth. This is your brand new rebirth. It's kind of like when you run a marathon and you get to the end of it, because you were avoiding a tower moment. Look at how she's falling. But, you know, but it's reverse. Look how she's elevated. They wanted this storm to take you out. But what does the universe say? Yahweh, Yeshua, Gaia, Mother Earth. You're either going to fly or I'm going to catch you. And instead of falling, you were elevated. Because you didn't give in to this. You didn't let this take you out. Because they physically wanted to cripple you. We got the sun card yesterday. Like the sunflowers in this card, they will surround you. You are the victor wearing the wreath. You know, this is very Six of Wands, very chariot energy. I love that blazing sun. Very Mayans. But, you know, like the purity of the situation. Ace of Pentacles, because you've already conquered this mountain. Here's a new opportunity for you for growth. Brand new beginning. New beginnings. That's what a lot of the Knight of Pentacles are bringing in news. New beginnings, rebirth. But it's just like, you've conquered this. Now get ready to conquer. Like, you know, like I put in the wording in there. Out with the old, in with the new. You know what I mean? You're ready for this new era. This is what all of this was for. Like, we never understood, why did the journey have to be so hard? Why did people have to hold our head underwater and try to drown us? Like, this is human behavior, quote unquote. This is not human behavior. This is demon behavior. Let's call it what it is. This is demon behavior, because they wanted such, and that's who they are. That's what they thrive on, greed. So, you know what I mean? Now all this can come to you and it's going to stay. Because they have no say on anything anymore. Like, that, not that they ever did. They just thought they did. They delusional, delulu. The battle is over. The war has been won. That's it. You know? They thought they were slick and they got away with the words with their mouth. You know, they like to maim people. Very Scorpio energy. They like to zing you and make you... because they know it affects you. They're not stupid. They know what to say. They know by saying these words that it's going to affect you in a negative way. That's why they purposely said these words. Because they wanted you to... can't hold a good person down. You can try and try and try, but, you know, what has already been written in the stars for you, the decisions that you made, they weren't able to touch you. The biggest thing, and they were saying, remember we were talking about this since last week, and I don't know, was with not Instagram, but TikTok lately, but from last week all the way to the full moon, which is May 1st, you're ready to move forward. You're ready for this quantum leap. That's what they were talking about, this quantum leap happening. You're ready for this. Headed to the mountains again, unknown. You're going to come across lion, tigers, and bears, oh my. Like, you know, they say more money, more problems. Now it's just problems in a different way, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know how to keep those at bay because you've already dealt with these other messy buggers. There's a lot of truth coming out. A lot of truth. They spin the narrative in their favor, or they spin the narrative in a way that, oh, that had to happen because of this, or X, Y, and Z. Again, they have no say of it. They try to drown you. Look at you. You came out. And it's like, it's taught you a lot of things. Now you're ready to fight if they want to fight, but they know they don't want to fight. They don't want any of this smoke. The world, because you wrapped it all up. I definitely feel by the full moon, you will feel that. You're waking up, you're feeling great. You know, anytime you have anything, and whoever you believe in, this is, you know, I'm just going by what I believe in. When you have things that happen for you in your favor, start saying thank you for hearing me. You know, we pray all the time, and when we manifest, we hear messages, or we're sleeping in that dream sleep state, we're not quite awake, and they give us channel messages, or we're listening to songs or words or For You page, they're speaking to you. So when you're asking for things and it comes to fruition, thank you for hearing me. That's something I just learned. I just read that, or did I see that with Robbie? I think it was Robbie that he said that. Robbie Allen, that he said, thank you for hearing me. It's one of the two or both, but it's like, thank you for hearing me. That looks like the guy from Mortal Kombat, but I thought it Nosferatu. Just the hands. But what's his name? Bagal or something like that. But oh my gosh. Isn't that the truth? It's like after this whole journey, I feel him. It's like, damn. After they try to knock you the F out, you crushed that energy and you made it into something beautiful. They didn't want that. And it's like I'm tired. Let me be. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It's just like, let me have a siesta. Let me chill here. Victor wearing the wreath. So 1111 may be substantial. Anytime you see your ones, I said this yesterday. 1, 2, like 11 period, 1, 11. So 2, like the number 11, universe supports you. 3 is your ship is about to come in. 4 revolves around homes. But I'm just like dancing a jig. You did it. You should pat yourself on the back. Like, you know what I mean? That was not easy. And be thankful for all the blessings. They're showing the star card right now. Big and small. You know what I mean? Just like, I was just like, my gosh, last week was like one after another after. I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you. As they say in the any spiritual book, that you prostrate yourself. So you go on your knees and you pray and you be thankful, but change your verbiage. And I appreciate Anastasia and anyone else that has come across my For You page, where it's like, changing your language, where the gentleman comes on, what they're showing me, the Englishman, life, hopefully he's not Irish, he'll kill me, but it's like life is going to turn out perfectly for you. You know what I mean? I say us, but life is going to turn out perfectly. All the right people are going to enter your life and all the wrong people are going to leave your life. It's tagged, marked there on TikTok, depending again where you're watching. But you are victorious. Dance a happy jig. I feel like there should be a jar of, back in the day, the cartoons, and it has a jar and it has X's on it and it's liquor. It's like you're celebrating something big, celebrating here. 1212. So I'll end it with the Magician. And it's like you have everything it takes to go into this new era. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like thinking like, yeah, this year's going fast. Like, we're almost at the end of April here. I know it's the 20th, but like 10 days, you know what I mean? Or is it 21? 10 days. We're heading into May. You know what I mean? And it's just like there's tons of celebrations, Mother's Day and this. You know what I mean? Mother's Day is in like 2 weeks? So it's just like you already have what it takes to go forward in life. You already have the knowledge. I pray that the rest of your life is blessings and celebrations and wonderful things because, Lord only knows you've gone through enough. You're ready to rejoin the earth, but it's just like, at the same time, or the society, as they say, it's like at the same time, you're like, I've been through enough. I appreciate my peace. I value myself. I value my values, and I ain't changing myself for no one. Not this time around. F around and find out. You know what I mean? Nope. Writing's on the wall. They're showing winner. So you keep moving forward. Be proud of yourself for everything you've done and how hard you worked to get here. One thing before I wrap this up, before I let you guys go, one thing is very prominent is that they were talking about someone that is very close to you that you are very shocked is going to betray you. It's things that you have said or shared or vented or something like that. I don't know why, but I feel like this is probably a pattern when it comes to friendships in your life. And it's just like, that English gentleman said, the right people are going to enter your life and the wrong people are going to leave. As much as this sucks, it's unfortunately part of the process. When we level up, unfortunately, Spirit could see Yahweh, Yeshua, Gaia, Mother Earth, could see conversations, see actions, conversations, information that we're not savvy to yet. So just trust it. I know it sucks again. There's the infinity symbol. We had that yesterday. As things exit your life, it's making room for others to come in. May the universe bless you good. Have a blessed week.